Welcome to sunny Atlanta Motor Speedway, qualifying underway for the WIldhorse ARCA series. Haven't said that all season, so it took me a moment to get that out. But yes, WIldhorse on the Twitch channel and the YouTubes tonight, as Trent is out in South Carolina, holding down the fort for Trent, rocking his ARCA series. And Casey Graves out on track, qualifying underway. They got 5 minutes to set their quickest lap time and 2 laps to try and get it done. See these bright green banners on the car. Those are your playoff contenders, including Casey Graves here. We didn't have time to make a fancy graphic for your scoreboard, but you'll just have to assume they're there. Graves on his timed lap, first one. Andrew Beach on his first timed lap. Daniel had to reset. Harry Grindell's on his lap. He's Graves' first one to set a lap time. He will, as a result, go to the top of the board with a 30.59. Cliff Mullins 30.84 goes second quick in the Pinnacle Trailer Sales Chevy. Andrew Beach splits him in the side pipe Chevy. ARCA West Series driver Blake Lothian out there in the 51. Harry Grindell clocks in fourth. I think he was running it low. Casey Graves lap number 2, 30.55. See what Beach can do in his second lap as Cliff goes slower on his second lap. Andrew Beach improves but does not change position. Blake Lothian first lap, 30.72. His black 51 Chevy. Harry Grindell from bottom to top goes to the top of the boards with a 30.399. About a tenth and a half over Casey Graves. Outstanding lap. Then Daniel Llewellyn drops in third. No Grego scheme for Daniel. Blake Lothian second lap, 30.511. Still a tenth off of Harry, but he'll take over that second spot. Jeremy Scherer goes to seventh. Mr. Super Speedway himself, Ethan Evers, goes to the 8th spot. Mike Edwards out there in the 14 Golden Eagle Ford. Lucas' first lap goes third quick. Michael jumps over him with his second lap. Lucas still has time to respond on that second lap of his. 2 minutes to go in quali. Ethan Evers' second lap moves him up to 6th in that Bud 8 Chevy. Right along with the Golden Boy. And check in Jeremy Scherer. He's got a Mountain Dew scheme for the 15. Stays 9th that lap. Hayden just now rolling. Got 14 cars here. 10 have put a lap in. Don't know if Dave or Price or Giglio will get out there for a lap. We will find out. Lucas' second lap goes to the top of the charts with a 30.34. And the Flames getting it done. It's Flame Week because of Lucas. Lucas put a flame paint job in every series that he runs. So we have made it unofficial Flame Week. Lucas with the Flames goes to the pole. Outstanding lap there from the 97 camp. See Hayden out there now on lap number 1. He's running it high, so he's going to be going forward on lap number 2. Blake sitting at the end of the pit lane. I don't think he's going to qualify. Blake Giglio, that is. We do have 2 Blakes, so I got to specify. We have Lothian and Giglio. One's an ARCA West driver, and one is a former dirt pro. That's the best way to say it. 30.80. Lap number 1 with Hayden with the throwaway. Let's see what kind of lap he can get in on lap number 2. He's running top on lap number 2, then drives it to the bottom, so there we go. Oh no. Oh no. Not a good time for that. Not a good time, Lucas. Lucas able to beat Hayden there by, what, 200ths? Final 14 seconds of qualifying tick away, but Lucas is going to be your pole sitter. And let's go find Lucas. See him hanging out in chat. Oh my gosh, everybody's hanging out in Low Drag. It's a party in there. Luke, DG, got a copy?
Yep.
Well, we got the pole, and Hayden wasn't able to steal it from you, so good job getting it done there. Did you kind of know what to do, or did you kind of roll out there and hope for the best?
Just kind of hope for the best. Track got really hot since we loaded up here for practice, so It's a little bit different. Track, cooled down a little bit for Hayden, so I was worried that was going to help, but luckily, the lap was good enough. I hung on for the pole.
Well, congrats on that pole. You got any plans here for the next 70 laps, or is it going to try to be out in front of every one of them?
A little bit of strategy I think is going to go on, but definitely some tire saving if this goes green, which I think it will.
Tire saving will be quite interesting to watch. 70 laps. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Lucas Weissman will be your pole sitter. If we can get a camera that actually shows down there, it'd be nice.
All right, guys. Like the usual, Trenton's not here. Don't be a dick. We know the rules. Love y'all. Have fun if you can. Die quietly if you can't. Cliff says, fuck Dean Thompson.
There you go. Had a feeling that was coming.
To die quietly.
Yeah, any good shots of these cars so far? No. So far.
Until Beach tells me to shut the fuck up in the chat, and I shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
There's no rear cam on these things. It's bizarre. Well, alright, we're going to go with this one. Lucas always is your pole sitters. We start our starting lineups presented by our friends at the Water Goods. Oh my god.
Travis's stick.
I have no idea. You blinking, cutting in and out, and scaring the shit out of me. Hi.
Why?
I'm trying to do starting lineups. What's up?
I just came in to give my actual pre-race since Andrew halfway did it. Good luck, everybody. Have fun if you can. Don't make me do my job. Sorry for the net code.
10-4.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Once again, starting lineups presented by the Water Goons. Lucas Weitzman, your pole sitter in the number 97 Toyota. Hayden Lowell in the 56 Chevrolet rolls up in the second spot. Harry Grindell, the Kamikaze Chevrolet, starts in third. Blake Lothian, that 51 Chevy, starts in the fourth spot. Mike Edwards, the number 14 white and blue Ford, starts in the fifth spot. Casey Graves, black and orange Toyota, starts in sixth. Ethan Evers has the Bud number 8, starting in the seventh spot.
I think I should intent wreck the 37 and 97. Because they didn't have a bad night yellow last night.
Daniel Llewellyn starting the 23 Chevrolet in the 8th spot. Andrew Beach interrupting the driver lineups in 9th. Jeremy Scherer in the 10th spot in his Mountain Dew Chevrolet. Cliff Mullins starts his Chevy in 11th. Blake Giglio starting 12th in that number 16 Exalta Chevy. Jeff Price, back channel Chevrolet, starting in the 13th spot. And Dave Hoisma starting 14th in number 79
nice
Chevrolet.
Lap there, Lucas. That lap was as fast as Xfinity Mobile. Run it in there.
Oh my god, someone had to do it, didn't they? Well, all right. Thanks, Water Goons, for our starting lineups.
Right, Andrew.
Pace car is off. Field's already lost their ride before the start of the race. 14 cars, 70 laps. What could go wrong? Lucas gets the jump. Has a very tiny advantage over Hayden heading into third one. See what they can do through the corners here. Harry Grindell, no help from behind. Inside line just kind of disappeared. Mike Edwards did not get a good launch. Hayden trying to use that outside line. Convert it into a lap lead. Didn't even make it a lap. So we got that in there. Oh, speaking of not making a lap, Blake Giglio just hit the wall coming out of 4. At the line, I think it was Hayden. Hard to tell. Blake Lothian scraped the wall into turn 1. Into turn 3 we go on lap number 2. No real advantage up front yet. Still side by side, wheel to wheel. 3 wide. They go for second, or third, I guess. Harry Grindell on the inside, Blake Lothian in the middle, Casey Graves at the top. Oh, Casey smacks it into the wall going into turn number 1. Somehow didn't die. Harry Grindell didn't like that 3 wide. He backed out of it a little bit. Hayden Lowell still using that outside lane, getting a little bit of an advantage. And he will clear Lucas. So Hayden in the 56 drops down in front of Hoytsma. Casey Graves, Lucas Hoytsma behind. Remember all those green windshield banners and rear spoilers. Those are your playoff cars. 10 drivers going for the chase. Casey Graves around the outside of Lucas Hoytsma. Same way Hayden got the lead. Yeah, Toyota's battling side by side for second. Blake Lothian there in fourth. First forward, Mike Edwards, currently in that 7th spot. And by first forward, I mean only forward in the race. Casey Graves still trying to get a position on Lucas here. Stage at the end of lap 35. Something to keep in mind. Short race, only 70 laps. Shouldn't take too terribly long to get it in, especially if we stay green. Oh my gosh, another one into the wall. That is Daniel Llewellyn getting into Hayden, spinning Hayden into the field.
Fucking glitchy bullshit.
Harry Grindell gets in there. What do you mean glitchy?
I think that
bullshit?
one might have been netcode.
I saw
Yeah,
a
gee, wonder why.
car pound the wall.
It's almost like we're on Australian servers.
Oh shit, a kangaroo.
I don't think that was
That was
netcode.
just someone hitting the wall and then coming down it with a pump.
Yeah. Harry is correct.
Oh.
Let's go back and watch Daniel
Okay, so
Llewellyn.
the new word for Daniel wrecking is netcode.
It's always been the word. Daniel gets to the outside wall, turns down into Hayden, spins him out. And the wreck is on as Daniel drives away. Oh. Oh, Harry right into him. Oh my gosh. That Jeff Rice at the back of Harry getting his ass way up in the air. Daniel into the outside wall, coming out of 4, gets down into Hayden. Hayden spins out as a result, collects Harry Grindell, then Jeff Price right in the back of Harry, launches him up in the
For
air.
complete transparency, I hit pit road to avoid Lucas, and then I'm gonna go down next time.
That was like the slowest pace car I've ever seen.
And I'll take an EOL as well.
Andrew, I think what you did is fine. You gave up the spot that you would have gained. I think we're good.
Huh?
That was just a weird deal.
It just popped up in front of me because it was glitching.
I don't understand what we're talking about. Due to
Harry,
the
you have no
stones.
nose.
Yeah, I'm going to take the fast spare this time. I didn't last time to see how bad it is, and it's bad.
Jeff Price used his fast repair. Back down pit lane comes the 71, the 70, and the 56. Grindell saying that team's going to have to go to the backup car. And there you see the replacement car put out on track, driving away. I think Hayden topped off the tank. Well, fast repair used on the 56 car. Fast repair for Harry Grindell, Jeff Price. So 3 cars losing their fast repair already. Got 62 laps to go. We'll go a long ways without a fast repair. Hunter, I'm trying not to laugh. Trying. I see that.
Harry,
I
if
see
you
that.
and Lucas took tires, I'll let y'all buy me.
Trent did say sorry for the netcode. Just so
No,
you know.
I stayed on the old set. I don't want to take a set this early.
No, Lucas is better than the other one.
Pace cars off. Green flag back out on the air. Daniel Llewellyn spins the back tires. Gets a horrible restart on the inside lane. Blake Iglio able to take second. Mike Edwards trying to take third as a result. Now Blake going for the lead. Drops to the inside on Casey. Cliff going to line up behind Daniel. Push him on the inside line. Last guy to block Cliff out of turn 2 and into turn 3. It didn't go so good for him. Blake out in front. Casey Graves, Mike Edwards side by side for P2. And we got Ford, Chevy, and Toyota all in the top 3 right now. That's what they call parity. Lucas brushing the wall, and there's Daniel getting down the inside. Cliff Mullins smacking the inside wall hard. That won't be a caution. Cliff probably pretty fed up with things right now. Daniel and Cliff getting into it coming off the corner. Let's take a look. See how they get together. I think Daniel's going to get a little loose. Daniel letting out of it to try and not drift up the outside wall. Cliff Mullins not ready for it. Gets in the back of him. Heard him say appreciate the brake check. Not quite what happened. Up at the front. We got a battle for the race lead. Casey Graves takes away from Blake Giglio. Mikey in the 14 right in there. Ooh, looking for a 3 wide here. Oh, little contact. Casey's going to get the outside wall. Hopefully they didn't hurt his car too bad. Blake's in the grass. Oh my gosh. I don't want to jinx
Hold on to
anything.
your tricks up there.
I don't want to jinx anything. But so far, I haven't seen a lot of the netcode. Blake leads that lap. Lucas making his way back up there in the 97. Casey Graves, Mike Edwards have not pit this race, nor is Daniel Lawala back at 13th. You see the gap. Daniel Lawala back there. You can't even see Cliff. Cliff's probably cussing Daniel's name left and right now. At the line, it's going to be Blake leading that lap. Top 12 cars still in his main pack, then about 3 seconds back to Daniel and another 5 seconds back to Cliff. Lucas entering high and then driving it down off the top, trying to get back to the start finish before Blake, but Blake's going to lead that one. Lucas charging it on the bottom, drifting it up across Blake Giglio's nose. Looks like the tire's starting to wear out a little bit. Oof. Harry Grindell tagged the wall. Blake Lothian tagged the wall. Casey Graves going to go to the inside, trying to take the race lead away from both Giglio and Hoytsma. Now Casey's going to go to the top in front of Lucas. Blake back to the inside, and I believe Blake's going to lead this lap. Blake doing a good job of leading these laps despite all the chaos around him. He's starting to get these sliders. Jeremy Scherer down below the apron. Ethan Evers making his way up there in the Bud 8. Andrew Beach, that green 71. Jeff Price, the blue, black, and green 19. Blake and Blake, 1 and 2. Blake Giglio, Blake Lothian. Andrew Beach got in the wall, as did Mike Edwards. Edwards doesn't show a nose right now. Happened to Mikey to lose the nose. I swore he had one a moment ago. Yeah, he's got it there. Beach hit the wall that hard. Now look at the 14 now. It's showing us the wrong car.
Is that your bumper?
And Beach goes into the wall. Mikey runs to the back of him, loses the whole nose. That car is junk. He is losing ground quickly. Edwards' last lap, a 32.7. Blake Giglio gets up and into the fence. Mikey may have to pit and repair that thing and hope for the best. Lucas squeezes up in front of Blake Giglio. Casey Graves battling Jeff Price for
Jeff.
4th.
No, you're good. I got really tight.
Hayden Lowell looking to pull Casey Graves back with a little side draft. Now they're going to go 3 wide out of turn 4. It's for the 5th spot. Blake and Lucas won again, 1 and 2.
Roger.
Everyone being cordial tonight after a wild night last night. It's kind of nice. Giglio trying to side draft Lucas. Doesn't care we're on Australian servers. Be Lucas at the stripe, leading the lap. Blake Giglio second, Blake Lothian third, Ethan Evers 4th, and Hayden Lawyer top 5. Casey Graves, Jeff Price battle for 6th. Casey Graves right up against the fence in that 4. Daniel Llewellyn's catching Mike Edwards, as we saw Mike Edwards' car quite damaged. Maybe he can draft Daniel and hang on a bit. Puts another 7 seconds back. Andrew Beach, he's just riding the wall, struggling at 71. Beach is 24 seconds behind the field, so he's only about 7 seconds out of Lucas. And there you see him up there going through the quad oval.
I need y'all to hurry up and wreck.
Getting too spread out the wreck.
I'm staying low.
Each establishing his car will be at the bottom. In a place that is very tight to go around the bottom, going through that quad oval. Oh, it's going to get close. Jeff Price, Ethan Evers, gonna squeeze around him. Eventually they do.
I'm sorry, it washed tight. My bad. I gotta get my head out of my ass.
Hayden just got in the left rear of Blake Lothian. Gave him a scare. Jeff Price taking advantage of it all the way up to 3rd. The top 2, Lucas and Blake, have broken away. Ethan Evers to the inside of Lothian, taking over 4th. Now Lowell and Lothian side by side again. Casey Graves, Harry Grindell battle for 7th. Whoa, Jeremy Sherry just popped up out of nowhere. 3/10 between our lead cars. Jeff Price, half second back, starting to catch Blake. Ethan Evers in that 4th spot. And Lothian, Lowell, Grindell, Graves, Hoytsma, and Scherer in this lead pack. 7 seconds back. Daniel Llewellyn has driven away from Mike Edwards' wounded machine. Mikey 4th and 12th needs that caution bad, as does Cliff Mullins, and the 1 lap down Andrew Beach machine would be the lucky dog if we were to get one of those. Blake Lothian hanging on to that 5th spot over Hayden Lowell right now. Hayden going to clear, drift up the track. Let's see where Lothian decides to go if he runs back the crossover. Hayden tried to pinch him and park it on corner exit. Lothian didn't care. Side drafted him and got back to the inside. Let's see if Lothian throws the slider up in front of Hayden. He'll get that nose up there, and Hayden going to have to try and get clean air. Cuts it back to the inside. He'll try the crossover. Like watching a dirt race between these two right now. Hayden back to the inside. See if Hayden washes up. Harry Grindell right there in the 70. Hayden up the hill, see what kind of run Blake Lothian gets. Hayden forces him to the outside. Hayden turns himself across the nose of Blake Lothian. Hayden Lowell did not, in fact, get that head out of his ass as he takes out Blake Lothian. Blocking gone wrong for the 56 team. Watch it again as he's going to come up the hill. Then try to stay low and cut off the low line. So Blake Lothian goes to the outside. Hayden Lowell then decides to cut that off too late as he turns himself into the outside wall. And he had just said he needed to get his head out of his ass. He, in fact, did not do that. Hayden Lowell has left the race.
Because you love us, Harry. Because you fucking love us.
We should see everyone come to the pit lane.
I don't.
Harry's car badly wounded after he has already used the fast repair, so the 70 team in trouble.
Yeah, you do.
Let's see if they can get it fixed up, but that lets everyone catch back up. Mike Edwards will be able to take the fast repair. Andrew Beach should be the lucky dog.
I thought I was going to push on. I was getting tied up the corner. I didn't want to push up in the fucking Lucas. My bad.
See if that 70 team can get that thing fixed up enough.
Like I probably stabbed the brake a little too hard, Cliff.
Sure, Edwards will take a fast repair for the 14. So far he is not. He may come back down and take it. Race off the pit lanes is going to be Blake Giglio over Lucas.
35 seconds of damage. Yeah, you gave me 7 minutes because you hit the brakes.
Damn.
Well, you need better bumpers.
7 minutes of damage for the 37. We saw him hit the inside wall. And that is undoubtedly what gave it to him, but damn. I didn't think it was 7 minutes worth of a hit. So Giglio, Hoytsma, Evers, Price, Dave Hoytsma, Jeremy Scherer, Casey Graves, then Blake Lothian, who was caught up in that one. Blake used his fast repair in the 51. Cliff Mullins has not yet used his, but I think he'll might after hearing that 7 minutes report. Mike Edwards fixed as much as he could, went back out. Still no nose on that car. I'm sure he'll come back down and take the fast repair. Daniel Llewellyn had, I think he said 30 seconds. Team has pulled the fenders back out, clearanced them, and back on his way goes Daniel Llewellyn in 11th. There's Dave Hoytsma, Cliff Mullins back on the pit lane. Fast repair indeed used on the 37 team. Down and away he goes. Mikey makes trip 2 down the pit lane. I believe this one will be a fast repair as well. That'll leave not many cars with a fast repair. Daniel Llewellyn, Dave Hoytsma,
like
Blake Giglio,
brand new car there, Cliff.
Casey Graves, Jeremy Scherer,
Harry,
Lucas
you're going to have to
Hoytsma,
get
Ethan
around
Evers.
me. I'm the lucky dog.
I'm waiting for a Cliff.
It's telling me to stay here for now.
And they're definitely kind of putting the target on their back. Hayes. So far, 32 laps in. I don't want to jinx it, but we have not seen netcode be the issue we expected on this Australian server. So far, guys, doing pretty good. Actually, seen less than we normally see in this car. Pace car heads off. We are back to racing, just a few laps away. 3 laps to settle who gets the halfway points. Where the top 10 get points at halfway. Lucas jumps out to a clear lead. Jeff Price second. Ethan Evers trying to hold on to third on the high line. As he has the new look Bud Chevrolet and Blake Giglio in the Exalta old look. The 2 Dale Jr. cars just about make contact coming out of 4. Awkward. Casey Graves trying to slide that 4 car up the hill and take that 4 spot from Ethan as Giglio is taken 3rd. Not able to do it. Ethan hangs on to 4th with the draft. Graves in 5th. Jeremy Scherer in 6th. Blake Lothian 7th. Cars that still have backups. They're going to be the 79 of Dave Hoytsman, the 23 of Daniel Llewellyn, the 15 of Scheer, the 4 of Graves, the 8 of Evers, the 16 of Giglio, and the 97 of Hoytsman. Everyone else has already burned their backup car. Oh my gosh. It's Daniel Llewellyn in the wall hard. Bumper flying off of it. Just try to see what happened to Daniel real quick.
I have no idea how much netcode that could have been right there, but I didn't even think I was close to you.
Yeah, that one's netcode.
I'm waiting for you to come back around so I can wreck your ass.
That was netcode. For
Okay,
sure.
Dean. I'm waiting for you. My name is Ryan and Dean tonight.
Ryan
I'm
and
getting
Dean?
your ass back.
What a name.
Man, it's horrible. Taking your repair.
Yeah, that one was about 5 feet of netcode.
So, that was 5 feet of Cliff's kickstand, okay?
I really thought you were about to say his cock.
He shoved that kickstand so far up my rear. I'm trying to be PG-13 here.
Chickens or PG-13? Sneed Tombstone Game Farm shout out. Ethan Evers going for the lead here. Getting inside Lucas Hoytsma. Trying to take the old Bud 8 to the front. Lucas able to maintain. Ethan second. Jeff Price, Blake Giglio, Casey Graves your top 5. Looks like Daniel went ahead and hit the pit lane and get the fast repair, heading back out. Probably should have done that the first time around. He may have not gone 2 laps down, but I think he's going to go 2 laps down here. Checking on Daniel, just getting back up to speed. Race leader at the start finish line. It's going to be close. Casey Graves and Jeff Price tagged the wall. Same lap. They are side by side, so maybe one got against the other and it gave him a 2x. Casey Graves seemed to have a little damage now. Right in front of that car. Looked like the wheel was sticking out from the fender. See, that nose looks a little weird. Oof. It's very close. Oh, he gets the back of him into the corner. They save it. Damn. But yeah, you see the tire sticking out from the fender there. The 4 cars got a little right front damage.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be nice to you. Fucking run me on the wall and give me wheel damage.
Well, you got beef.
Go ahead right here.
They are losing the top 4 as they race each other very hard. Blake and Blake trade 3rd spot. Lothian around the outside of Giglio. There's Lucas and Ethan 1 and 2. 30 laps to go. Jeff Price 5th now. Casey Graves dealing with that wheel damage. Jeremy Scheer, Andrew Beach, and Mike Edwards. Mikey with a brand new race car stuck back in 9th. .29 laps to go. Lucas continues to lead. Casey Graves around the back of the 15 of Scheer. Scheer able to get around and take over the 6th spot. Apparently the wheel damage affecting the 4 pretty bad. Jake coming in and scaring the crap out of me. Thanks for the reminder, Jake. Lucas, Ethan 1-2. They got 6 tenths over Blake Lothian. Lothian's got 4 tenths over Giglio. Price right there. Scheer having a bit of a blink, disappeared for a bit, but he's back. Casey Graves, Cliff Mullins, Andrew Beach, Mike Edwards. We're going to go 3 wide back here. Why not? There's Daddy Dave to get in on it. Mikey up the hill, gets out of shape, Andrew Beach out of shape as well, but they hang on to their race cars. Andrew Beach battling Cliff Mullins. Edwards battling Dave. That is 2024 Sidewinder most popular driver, Dave Hoytsman. Oh, he disappeared, and he's disappeared, and he's back. A 5-car pack back there. Ethan Evers up front, working on that Lucas Hoytsman machine. Lucas using the high line, holding them off. Jeff Price around the outside of Blake Giglio. We'll take over 4th. 13 laps into the run here. 26 to go. Price going to run that middle groove there. Blake Giglio trying to side draft him, pull him back a little bit, then eventually gets in behind him. Casey Graves battling Dave Hoytsma back here. That is for the 9th spot. Dave on the inside, Casey up top in the black and orange 4. Dave drives it on into the corner. Casey still battling that wheel damage. I'm sure he is none too pleased. Harry Grandel has all kind of damage on that 70. He's just trying to do his best he can. Went a minute of repairs, hoping to get more caution and get more time to work on this car. Andrew Beach retired in 13th out of the race for the 71 team. Daniel Llewellyn moves up to 12th. Tough one for Beach. Blake Lothian running down the top 2. What was the half-second gap is now down to just a 10th and a half. Blake Lothian making moves in that 51. It's Hoytsma, Evers, Lothian your top 3, then a second back to Jeff Price. Price has Giglio and Scherer in tow, then 2.5 seconds back to Cliff. Cliff's got a half second back to this trio of Hoytsma, Edwards, and Graves. And then it's 8 seconds back to Harry Grandel. Blake is telling Scherer to go around the outside. This Mountain Dew machine overtakes the Exalta car.
Thank you.
$20 laps to go. We're going to take a peek at the standings right now. See how things are shaking out. Casey Graves at the top of the board at 199. Lucas Hoytsma only 5 points back. Right now Lucas leads and Casey is back in 10th. That would give Lucas the points lead back with 1 race to go. Blake Giglio is only 5 back of Lucas. Blake is running in the 6th spot, so he would be closer, but not ahead. Mike Edwards is 30 back. He needs a miracle. And running 9th is not going to be that miracle for Edwards. That is the top 4 in points coming in. It's Casey Graves 5 over Lucas and 10 over Blake Giglio. And now Lucas is leading laps and could lead the most, which would give him an extra bonus over Blake Giglio. Casey Graves. Casey needs to recover. And that's why he's so mad about that wheel damage. He needs a caution so bad to get this car fixed. He's got a fast repair waiting for him. And Evers sitting in that 2nd spot. Daddy Evers hanging out in chat. Good to see you. Riding in Lucas's tire tracks now. He's going to take it to the bottom. Lucas running up by the wall. Blake Lothian in 3rd. Well, we mentioned it at the time or two, but he runs ARCA in real life in the ARCA West Series. That time Lucas kept it down the low side. How has Tuesday race been? I'll tell you tomorrow. There's a lot of dumb crap early on. And it's gone green at a time when people need it not to go green. Mike Edwards has hit the pit lane in the 14. Decided to come down. Roll the dice, put some new tires on it, and see how it goes. So Mike Edwards pits. Jeff Price is also pit. Price used the fast repair, so those two cars on the pit lane. It should be their final pit stop. Dave Hoytsma down the pit lane. This car's opening up this pit cycle. Ethan Evers trying to take the lead here from Lucas. Not quite there. Showing him the nose. Harassing him a bit. It's all the way by the wall. Ethan trying to reel him in on that inside. Not quite there. If he could ever get alongside, he could dump a bunch of air on that spoiler down the backstretch. It could help him.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Blake Lothian scraped the wall on corner entry. It's abrupt and in our face.
Thank you, man.
Edwards overtakes on pit exit. There's Cliff Mullins on the pit lane. Harry Grandella as well. Jeff Price has completed his cycle. Gone around Casey Graves. Casey's still out there, I guess, hoping for the caution at this point. Trying to run as long as he can on the lead lap. Back to the top three. Lothian put pressure on Evers for second, trying to get to his outside. If he could just get the nose there on corner exit, he could have the spot. Just couldn't get there. Mullins on and off the pit lane in a 37. He's going to go 2 laps down on the pit cycle. Top 6 cars have not pit yet. Here comes Blake Lothian out of the top 3. He's sliding that thing onto the pit lane. We'll see if he got that thing under control before that speed timing line. That was very close for the 51 team. Locked it up. Keep tabs on his effort. There's the top 2. There's the second 2. And there's 5th. Those cars still need to pit. Casey's... Here come both of our leaders. Lucas. Oh, he's sliding it onto the pit lane. Big time out of shape. Ethan going to get alongside of him. Now we'll see who has the first pit box.
I think we should get Cliff more than anybody.
And has the first pit box. Into his box he goes, nice and tidy.
15-50.
Lucas into his box.
I was just going to catch you off guard and realize you were coming too.
Wasn't gonna let you go without me.
Giglio stays out. Scherer coming in. So I guess Blake wanting a caution. Casey Graves wanting a caution. Everybody else completing their cycle. Jeff Price will be the first car that's made their final stop now. As he goes around Blake Giglio and back to the lead lap. Now you see the gap back to Lucas that Jeff Price has, but now he's going to be giving up time to those cars on the fresher tires. Blake Lothian also passing Lucas, and Blake only 1 lap difference between him and Lucas, so Lothian could be in the catbird seat. We'll see how it shakes out. Been really good for him if he had kept up with the car in front of him in this draft. Not quite able to do that, so Giglio and Graves the last 2 to pit. And 11 seconds between them as Casey Graves has the right front wheel damage. 9 laps to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Top 2 still need to pit. Jeff Price, first car that's completed service, running in 3rd. Blake Lothian, 2 seconds to catch Jeff Price, 2.4. Lucas is behind him at a half second. Lucas is in his drafts, so Lucas is in good shape to be able to contend. And they got 6 and 7 lap fresher tires than Jeff Price, so they should be able to run him down. As Lothian goes to the outside of race leader Blake Giglio, gets himself back on a lead lap. Now 4 cars on that lead lap. So far, everyone has cleared the pit stop without penalty. So nobody, despite those late entries and sliding the ass around, nobody's gotten the penalty. Lucas now reeling in Blake Lothian as they both catch Jeff Price. Gap to Price down to 1.8. There is Price in the foreground. And the 2 behind him are Lothian and Hoytsma. Those 3 cars have all completed service. They're going to be your top 3 when it cycles out.
Your neck code sucks.
Daniel and Cliff. Cliff has a blinking. Cliff's blinking in and out. Lucas battling Lothian here for what's effectively second.
Not on my screen.
Blame Australia.
Didn't show any contact on our end. So we wait for Giglio and Graves to pit. See if they go for a fuel only or what kind of strategy they can try to throw and make this strategy work. But the pit lane looks to be about 28 seconds. Doesn't have that gap over anyone really. Still going to drop him down the lineup. There is Blake. Maybe he's trying to coast it to the end. If that's the case, he's got 16 seconds he can give up. If he's been in fuel save mode. 34 laps and counting. We assumed everyone had to pit, but maybe he can make it. Maybe that's the strategy Graves and Giglio are both employing. Graves has got 6 seconds to give up over Price. Could we see fuel coming into play? 4 laps to go. Jeff Price into the wall. Hangs on to the race car. Had to scare the crap out of Lucas. Lucas takes over 3rd, and Lothian's going to take over 4th. Going around Jeff Price. So now Lucas has cleared all the cars as far as those that have made that final pit stop. Now it's up to Giglio and Graves to see if they can make it all the way to the end. Graves only has 4 seconds over Hoytsma, so Lucas may take 2nd, but still, Casey Graves is going to be about 10th if he didn't try something. So if he could gain some points out of this, or at least not lose as many as he was going to, salvage his title fight. Came in as the points leader. If he can finish 3rd or 4th, probably make him feel a little better. At least put it in play next week. 2 laps remaining. Blake Giglio slowing it down, clutching it, trying to get it there. Casey Graves and Lucas Hoytsma tracking him down. Lucas bringing Lothian, Price, and Evers all with them. Casey Graves, unfortunately, about to lose about 4 or 5 points. He's trying to make it to the end. Here goes Lucas around the top side. White flag in the air. Blake Giglio on his final lap. Can he make it back around? Lucas on the backstretch getting by 4 of Graves. Lothian up to 3rd. Graves has him 3 wide behind him. Here comes Ethan Evers battling Jeff Price. Ethan up to the 4th spot. Price going to take 5th. And back to our Blake Giglio car. He could coast it from here. 14 seconds. He could just push in the clutch and roll to the finish. You hear it stuttering. He's running out of gas right now.
I don't know how I want. I'm out of fuel.
There it is. Blake Giglio made it to the end.
Fucking God.
Picks up the win. Lucas Hoytsma eventually will come out of turn 4. Lucas will take home 2nd. Lothian will grab 3rd. Ethan Evers 4th. Jeff Price 5th. Casey Graves going to get it home in 6th. Mike Edwards 7th. Jeremy Scherer 8th. Dave Hoytsma 9th.
I got no gas.
And Harry Grindell 1 lap down 10th. Cliff Mullins 11th. Daniel Wallen 12th. Blake Giglio is your winner with no gas. Ain't got no gas in it.
Well, somehow salvage that one.
Casey Graves brought it home 4th. Still in the title fight now.
Thanks to me, man. I'm sorry.
Bumping is so hard on Australian servers.
Yes. Yes, it is. Let's go get Blake. Blake, DG, what's going on?
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. What's going on?
Same few. What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing to do, little broadcast. How you? Anyway.
I gotta get away.
How you ain't got no gas in it? How you gonna do burnout?
I'm not. I'm gonna park it right here.
There we go. Park it right
for
there.
next week.
All right, man. We get it. You get back in the title fight with this win here. That'll help you out. Bunch you, Lucas, and Casey up real tight for next week. That'll be a real barn burner. We'll see how it goes. But congrats this week on the win here at Atlanta and making that fuel mileage work. When did you realize you could maybe make it to the end on fuel?
I didn't think I was gonna make it the whole time. I mean, through 1 and 2, I hit 0-0. I started spitting, sputtering, started a 3, and I was just, cruising. So I don't know how we did it. I think Jeremy helped me out a lot there. I let Jeremy by, kind of cruised half throttle behind him there under green for a while. And I think that helped me out a lot. But, just happy to be able to get this win. Definitely was not the best car tonight, but we had a good clutch battle.
10-4. Congrats on that victory. You got the friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for this win.
Yeah, shout out to you for broadcasting. CC Racing, literally worked on our performance. Everyone that's on this thing. And I got a question for you.
Yep.
Did you think I was going to make it?
No.
What, did you say I wasn't going to make it?
No.
See, but you secretly didn't think I was going to make it.
Correct. I was assuming everyone had to pit, so I was talking about who was leading, of the cars that had pit.
When did you realize that, oh, shit?
About 4 to go. I was like, I think he's going to try to make it.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I'm glad we got the win here. Hopefully we can get a couple more wins this week.
10-4, we'll see, because you got that Lucas guy right on your heels for that battle for 200.
Yeah, one of those racing deals.
Hey, man, get on out of here.
Thank you.
Bring in P2. Mr. Lucas Oispa finishing second. Luke DG, got a copy?
Yep.
Well, we brought it home P2, and you look like you kind of had the car to beat tonight. That old Blake fella got you on the gasolines. When did you realize you were kind of up against the wall and Blake might make it?
White flag.
Oh my gosh, really?
I thought for sure he was going to run out. I was just waiting for him to come down pit road. I mean, to me, I had to save like 5 laps on top of what my mileage was, so I was like, shoot, there's no way, but he made it, and still had 13 seconds on me, so clearly that was the better call. I'm not going to complain about losing to a fuel mileage race. I mean, I've done it countless times. I know. It's just one of those things. It was a great points night for me, so I'm not going to complain at all, and we'll go into next week, and it's going to be like a 3-way battle for the championship. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be, this tightened up everything with Casey having his issues, and Blake was behind you and picking up the win, so now it'll be real tight between the 3 of you next week. It should be entertaining. But congrats on this P2 tonight. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for the Flame Week.
Oh, yeah, just a big shout-out to Quinn. He's at Monday Night Raw tonight, sitting right behind Pat McAfee, so tune in on there and see Quinn Newton in his Iowa hat. Make sure to see him. And shout out to you for filling in the broadcast tonight, Trent for putting this on, and everybody for racing tonight. It was really fun.
10-4. Congrats on that P2. Get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. See you.
Let's see if we can find Blake Lothian. He's up in the waiting room for us. Go up there and pick up P3 Blake. Mr. Lothian, DG, got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, we brought it home P3 tonight, and that darn Giglio fellow went out there and made the fuel mileage work. Otherwise, you would have had a P2. When did you realize that Blake Giglio might actually make it to the end here?
Man, when I saw him kind of back off there, I was, trying to race him pretty hard, and then I realized he let me go, and I was like, huh, he knows something that everyone else here doesn't know. I just figured it was tire saving because it's old Atlanta. But obviously, after I pitted, I was like, well, maybe someone's going to try to push it, but I mean, probably with about 6 to go, I realized, oh, he ain't stopping, and we were all cooked there.
Pretty wild that he was able to make it work. Lucas said it was about 5 laps he had to save, so that's impressive.
That's crazy. That is crazy. To save 5 laps like that and still, be, what was it, like 11, 12 seconds ahead of the whole field? That's impressive.
Insane. Very insane. Well, congrats on the strong P3 run here tonight. When do you see you back in real life action again?
Yeah, so racing at, I believe it's Colorado Speedway on Memorial Day weekend. So
there we go.
I cannot wait to get back behind the wheel there, the 51 Strike Mamba Racing Chevrolet SS.
Heck yeah. Go ahead and hit me with your friends, family, and sponsor shout-outs for your digital ARCA ride.
Of course, I got to thank, my goodness, the Texas Law Book Post, ABC Kids, Tracks, Ranch. And I thank all you viewers for tuning in as well, and thank you for putting on a great broadcast as always.
Heck yeah, we appreciate you coming out, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week.
Of course, thank you as always.
Blake Lothian bringing it home in P3 tonight, having a great run. Let's run through our final results and see where everybody finished. We get these things out of the way. There we go. And it has Blake Giglio getting the fuel mileage win over Lucas Heusel. Lucas second, Blake Lothian third on the podium. Rounding out your top 5 will be Ethan Evers and Jeff Price. Your top 10, Casey Graves, Mike Edwards, Jeremy Scherer, Dave Heusel, and Harry Grindell. And our final few guys that had a bit of a rough night, Cliff Mullins, Daniel Wallen. They got into it a couple times. They finished 11th and 12th. Andrew Beach had a tough one, got up into the outside wall pretty hard, finishes 13th. And Hayden Law, 42 laps down in 14th. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Let's run through our sponsors and get on out of here for the night. Wild Horse Broadcasting doing our Monday Night ARCA series that you watched here. Tomorrow night we'll have the Wannagoons in the Dirt Late Model series, and then we'll switch on over to the Xfinity series with our friends in ARC Music. And then on Wednesday we have our Next Gen Cup Series League running with 712 Brakes and Quinn Newton's company. Check them out on Whatnot. Thursday night, we have our truck series with the Low Drag Esports crew putting that on for us, along with 712 Brakes. And then Friday, we get started with our GT3 series from Fort Worth Screen Printing, FWScreen.com. We head on over later Friday to the Super Speedway series with Golden Eagle Syrup, goldeaglesyrup.com, the Ethan Evers podcast, Evers Fever podcast group, putting on our sidecar races every Sunday in the Gen 6 Cup League, giving away diecast all year long. Check it out on discord.gg/Sidewinder. And thanks to our partners at CTC Race Network putting on our Wednesday night series. Thanks all of you for watching tonight. We hope you've had a fantastic, wonderful, delightful time with us, and we will see you back here in the next event. That wraps up the old YouTubers. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. I certainly did. And then go enjoy your Cinco de Mayo.